excited to be here tonight. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because I can finally tell the truth. Now, a couple months ago when I was getting prepared to be in this contest, I decided to go through my Confident Communicator manual and look at the speeches I did when I first started Toastmasters 3 years ago. I looked at my third speech, read the whole thing start to finish, and said, this is a great story, except one thing's wrong. It's not true. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here tonight to tell you the true story of what happened to me in the fall of 2002. I was at UMass at the time, and a good friend of mine, Jackie Carey, gave me a call. She said, Ange, we're going skydiving this weekend. You in? Before she could say, you in, I was saying, Jackie, absolutely not. And before I could finish saying absolutely not, she was saying, before you say absolutely not, I just want you to know that it's a proven fact that people who are afraid of heights overcome that fear by jumping out of an airplane. Hold on a second. Now, my fear of heights is completely irrational. I've had it since I was a child. I never fell out of a window. I was never in a burning, crashing airplane. It's just, I've always been afraid of heights. So I thought, irrational fear. Maybe the answer is an irrational solution. So I took her up on the offer. I said, let's go skydiving. That Saturday, Jackie and her boyfriend, me and my boyfriend, headed to the Northampton Airport in Northampton, Mass. for our first experience with skydiving. We got there early. We did 4 hours of training. We learned everything you could ever possibly want to know and not want to know about skydiving. All the things that could go right, all the things that could go wrong. And then we had to sit and wait. Our adrenaline was pumping. We were so excited to jump out of an airplane. An hour went by. There were so many people there. 2 hours went by. When's it going to be our turn? We were starving. My boyfriend decided, let's eat. He got all kinds of food together. And I'm anxious. My stomach is in knots. I can't even remember my name, but never mind eat. And he's the coolest cucumber. He has no fear of heights whatsoever. So he's eating 3 cheeseburgers, 2 large fries, a shake, soda. We didn't even get the wrappers put in the bag yet when the instructor walks over and says, hey guys, it's your turn. Who's first? Who's first? I thought we were going together. I pictured us all holding hands in the star formation like in all the videos. We're all happy, we're smiling, we're doing this together. It's the best day of our lives. We have to go alone? My boyfriend raised his hand. He said, I'll go first. I don't care. I have no fear. He got in the airplane. They took off. He jumped out. They landed. A couple seconds later, another instructor walked over to us and said, hey, your buddy over there, he's doing a snake dance. A snake dance? Before I could even get snake dance out of my mouth, I looked over at my boyfriend and he's doing this. Oh, that's the snake dance. He walked over to us and as he became clearer to us and coming closer, I noticed that he was covered in cheeseburgers. And the instructor that jumped with him, also covered in cheeseburgers. He didn't just start the snake dance on the ground. The snake dance started in the air. Several times. I said, I don't think I want to go next. The instructor doesn't look very happy. So my friends went first. I was last to go. I started to approach the plane, and I'm just a mess. I'm like, okay, left, right, I need to just pay attention to getting there. As we approached the plane, I looked at it and said, I can see now why we had to go one by one. The thing was like, you know what a tuna can looks like, right? It's about the size of a tuna can made out of thin aluminum. The thing looks like it could break down any minute. And I thought, I probably have a better chance of living if I jump out of this thing. I got in. There's no door because everybody jumps. We got up to 15,000 feet. And at the 15,000 feet mark, the instructor says, Angela, it's time to jump. I look over the side, and he says, you're going to put your foot on that little platform. I said, little platform? Try thimble platform. This thing was so small. You had to practically stand on stand on your heels just to get on it. So I got on the platform, and he said, all right, on 3, I'm going to attach my harness to yours, and we're going to jump. 1, 2, and then he pushes me out. I said, I wasn't ready. Oh, we're flying. We jumped out of the plane. It already happened. And he pulls the chute, and we float down to the ground, and it was over. It was over so fast, I don't even remember thinking about it. I had no emotional response whatsoever. It just happened. That night, I went back to UMass, to my dorm, and I lived in a high-rise. I decided I was going to go up to the 22nd floor and see how I felt. Got in the elevator, hit 22, and the doors open. And I get that same familiar feeling. One step out, and my heart is pounding. One more step, and my head is pounding. Another step, and I'm sweating. My hands are sweating. I thought, what do you think I thought at this point? I just wasted $300 on a perfectly good Saturday for nothing. I did not overcome my fear of heights. Now, the first time I told this story 3 years ago, I didn't mention this part. I stopped it at I landed, everything was great, hope is in the world. It was like a public service announcement. You can do it too! And everybody can overcome their fears, just face them. But the true story here tonight is that to this day, I still have a fear of heights. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because it's not something that holds me back in life. And when I look back on that day, I'm actually really happy that I faced my fear. It doesn't even matter if I didn't overcome it. It's kind of like saying someone who's afraid of public speaking is speaking at a district conference about skydiving, like me right now. I have a total fear of public speaking, but it's not about just overcoming it. It's about the whole journey of facing it and dedicating your time and energy to being a better person and overcoming any obstacles you have in your way. So if you have a fear that makes you go, just know it may take more than $300 and a perfectly good Saturday to overcome it, but you may get a lot more. Mr. Contest.
Now, Angela was interesting on her bio. Special interest? Sleeping. Sleeping. Doesn't that lead into my, right? Take a nap? She's great. I hope you voted for her. She's also self-employed. I'm also self-employed. Sometimes it's self-unemployed, right? But you know what? I bet you she's got a great story about some of her clients or a client that maybe she's working with. So let's see what she has here.
My business is career consulting, and I decided to go into this for a couple reasons. One's because for the last 8 or 9 years, I've been in different roles where I'm hiring people and I'm interviewing them for the job. And I've gotten some really interesting answers for the questions I've asked over the years. So I want to share some of the highlights of those. Now, there's that dreaded, tell me your greatest strength question. And I hate that question, but there were companies that required that I ask. So I'm sitting across the table from a gentleman who's answering the questions fairly well. The interview's going well. And I said, tell me your greatest strength. And he sat there for a second and looked at me and said, I can bench press 250 pounds. How do you not laugh in the interview? And I had a different gentleman sitting across the table from me when I asked the weaknesses question. What's your greatest weakness? He said, well, I tend to tell people I'm going to do things when I have no intention of doing them. And I'm frequently late. I said, I admire your honesty. Is that true? Yes. I also interviewed another gentleman for a sales management position. He came running into the interview and said, look, I got 5 minutes. I got 10 other things going on today, so can we make this quick? I thought, well, why don't we just end it now? And I won't waste any more of your time. He said, great, and ran out the door. So I've started my practice because I think there are people out there who need me. Thank you.